I'll introduce you to Scoop, the first data workbench built exclusively for operational professionals. This could be revenue, marketing, finance, customer, product. For this, we'll be focusing on revenue, customer, and marketing operations today. Scoop allows you to gather, manipulate, analyze, and present all of your data in dynamic presentations instead of static slides. You can focus on the data story, not the spreadsheets and data warehouse. This is pretty familiar for all of you in the current state of go-to-market tools. You've got probably a dozen different tools that you're responsible for. In order to get data out of those tools, there's a couple ways. You can have the data warehouse, which IT is constantly updating and often doesn't have time every time you add a new custom object to Salesforce, or you've got those spreadsheets that are constantly static and outdated. We have more access to data than ever before, but we still struggle to answer some basic business questions. This is where Scoop comes in. Scoop is an unprecedented lightweight solution that can grab data from any source application, your CRM, ERP, product data, even a data warehouse. We snapshot that data every day and then create a time series data set. You can blend it together using Google Sheets. Hope most of you know it. And then you can also augment the data using Google Sheets. This eliminates the need for the static data warehouses that you're getting constantly updated. And you can store a lot more data than you can in Google Sheets or Excel. You can see process analysis and other types of analysis here. This is probably a lot of your weekly forecasting needs. Everything from weekly pipeline meetings to more complex calculations like lifetime value and CAC. Imagine if you could do something more specific built for a business user, pulling product usage data into Scoop, combining it with CRM, and writing it back directly to your CRM. This is all something that we can do within Scoop. If you've got questions about specific CRMs, Byron's in the comment section. You don't have to be a designer to use Scoop. These are just PowerPoint presentations uploaded directly to Scoop with our charts, graphs, data sheets, and other things right on top here. So I'll exit out, and what you can see is this whole time I've been presenting directly out of Scoop. I'm going back to our Canvas gallery with a number of different pre-built recipes. You can see adding the PowerPoint is as easy as a drag and drop. You can also see here that we have a number of pre-built canvases and recipes already created for different CRMs, ERPs. So those are just out-of-the-box reports that can get you started immediately. Next, we'll switch to our sales forecasting recipe. You can see on the left-hand side all the different sheetlets that you can add, process diagrams, prompts, objects. You saw the YouTube video that I just embedded within here. You can see right here where I just uploaded slides directly to Scoop and then added these different charts, objects, sheetlets, process diagrams too. I'll pop into presentation mode so that you can see more of what this looks like. This is a common sales use case, looking at your performance overview, what your Q1 pipeline looks like, and the snapshot of how that pipeline has changed per week. Right now, we're going to filter. Quick question that you often get on calls is, I saw that data, can you drill into it? If it's in the spreadsheet, not necessarily. Within Scoop, you can filter in versus out and see outbound versus inbound, or any of the other metrics that you pop into Scoop, you can start to filter and drill by. You can see a lot of the list here. Going on, you can start to see how we can embed sheetlets within Scoop too. And this is the time series that you can start to see. So oftentimes you can see, okay, the week of February 13th, here's what it looked like. February 20th, here's how the forecast changed week over week. If you've got hundreds of opportunities to keep track of, it's probably difficult to remember which was stage 2 or stage 3 last week. And this is something that we can do with those snapshot changes. We track every single change every salesperson makes to the CRM and can upload it automatically within Scoop. You can sort it by category, sales rep, and more. And all of these charts and graphs, again, just like the last example I showed you, are automatically filterable. You can see certain things around weighted pipeline, expected revenue by stage, different types of sheetlets, but you can also see an additional advanced analysis. Here we've got Sanity. It's a step function analysis. And in this case, we've done it for H1. Probably a question that you get July 1st is, do we have enough pipeline to hit our number for 2024? This shows you that there's been about a third of your pipeline that wasn't qualified January 1st and is still qualified July 1st. Hasn't been touched. Probably stale pipeline and it's time to move out. Other things you can look is the actual progress to closed won. Not what ideally it would take, but what actually happens. In a step-by-step function, you can start to drill and see here, okay, closed won here, going back at each of these specific lines. We can also, with the snapshot data, start to do change analysis. This is a generic process diagram. You can move around these objects. In this case, it's a sales process. It could be marketing, MQL to SAL. It could be a JIRA ticket close. Any step function process we can track. I'll direct your attention to the left-hand side. This is showing what qualified takes to reach the final stage. Likelihood to get qualified to closed won is about 18% of deals in qualified go to closed won, and it takes 16 days. You can also see qualified to the next step, proof of concept, takes on average 4 days, and 47% of deals that weren't qualified reach proof of concept. You can see the count here too. That's from 329 deals total. You can see the overall Scoop Canvas gallery, and we'll drill into insights. One thing I want to show you for this, the revenue diagram, is right here. You can see the white lines on the purple background, but you can also filter it by channel. How does this differ for sales by different sales channels, inbound versus outbound? How does this differ by different opportunity owners and different sales managers, Janet versus Brad? Exiting back out, you can start to see not just what your sales funnel looks like, but how it differs by opportunity, by rep, by product. Anything that you load into Scoop, you can then filter it by. Going over here, you can see the sources, and Scoop's unique in how many data sources we can get it from. We can get it from standard application reports, but you can also upload an existing data file or data emails. So in this case, sometimes you don't have an API available, and this allows you to get access you wouldn't be able to through other traditional systems. Next, I'm popping into Explorer, and this shows you just how easy it is to get data. So this is amount by close date. We're switching. You can switch between a chart, different types of tables. So you'll recognize this as a pivot table. For the charts, there's a number of different types of charts. This is just to really emphasize the flexibility of Scoop, changing between daily, monthly, different things like Scoop forecast calendar. This right here is a calculated column that we added within Scoop. Earlier, I showed you how we can augment data in Scoop using spreadsheets. This is just adding an additional forecast category. You can also do things in terms of cohort analysis. So looking at your 2023 sales reps cohorts versus 2024, looking at different types of customer segments and breaking them out in a couple different ways to analyze. Of course, we've got a number of different types of stylings, bars, charts, different color palettes that you can all customize so it shows up correctly on your background. This is just showing you some of the power of Scoop. Going back to the overall Canvas gallery, you can see really what we're looking at here. We're looking at live interactive presentations taken from multiple types of data sources, whether it's your product data, your CRM data, or just an Excel spreadsheet that you constantly have to update. We snapshot this data and turn it into live presentations, not the static spreadsheets that you're constantly looking for. Where did I make that one typo as you're trying to figure out on a Monday morning or hopefully not Sunday evening, prepping for your weekly meetings, for your board meetings, for your QBRs. It's a very different thing and empowers business operational professionals to do so much more. It's designed to answer the questions that folks in revenue, finance, marketing, and customer ops have daily, and to manage the business, to gather, manipulate, analyze, and present data.